What up, gents? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I'm your host, Sean C. There have been so many women that came at me about a video I did or a video that I produced on this channel, and it was a YouTube short in which the topic was child support, talking about how the child support system, though men should take care of their kids, how the child support system is unfair. And so I came up with a series of videos showing men having to pay for kids that are not theirs. So today's video that I'm going to show you is a father who was sent to jail potentially for 180 days, which is 6 months, for overpaying child support and over visiting his kid. Now, before we get to that video, I don't want this to all be doom and gloom. There is a video that I want to show you of a child prodigy, a young black man who is age 11, who is set to go to college next fall. Do me a favor, hit that like button, and with that being said, let's get started.
A child prodigy is making history at one university. While most 11-year-olds would be content to get the latest iPhone, maybe, this preteen is doing big things, making history as he enters college on a free ride. He's an incoming freshman majoring in physics, and he's only 11.
I am very excited. So I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Elijah Priestley is the youngest person ever to receive a full scholarship to Southern University, a historically black college in Baton Rouge. He's just starting his first semester with much older classmates.
He was always engaged, always teaching the class, which was surprising. He knew way more than a lot of students.
What really strikes me is when some people think that I'm 15. Either I'm a tall 11-year-old or a short 15-year-old.
A sense of humor and discipline beyond his years. The university says even a genius needs guidance and support.
He's more than just a student. He's more than just a prodigy, and he's going to fit in very well as he already does here at Southern University.
Already an inspiration on and off campus.
You have to have a mindset to actually know, hey, I have to learn this. My life depends on, act like your life depends on it, because it does. When you learn, you've increased your life.
Now listen, it really does my heart well to know that a child like this is exceptionally gifted. And contrary to what you may have been grown up and told or what you may believe, there are a lot of intelligent black people out there. There are very intelligent black children out there. And I remember when I was younger, but I remember one of the kids that I grew up with, and he happened to be a white kid. And this is me living down in the South, told me that white kids are smarter than black kids. And luckily for me, I had a support system that always told me how intelligent I was, how smart I was, how proud of me that they were. That I never believed that for a second. Now, I would get into my own head about my own limitations, but I never felt like I could never do what other people do. See, matter of fact, to this day, I still have the mindset that there is nothing that Sean can't do that he doesn't put his mind to. Problem is, am I and are you putting your mind where it should be?
Father is facing 180 days in jail for overpaying his child support and over visiting his 11-year-old son. His attorney and a community activist are now demanding answers.
It's my responsibility to take care of it. I brought him in this world. I have to.
Clifford Hall says he's more than happy to pay child support for his 11-year-old son.
I'm his father. It's my responsibility to take care of it.
But Hall says when the amount of child support was modified, no one told him.
I discovered that for some reason his employer was withholding a large amount some weeks, a small amount some weeks, zero amount some weeks.
And I didn't want to go to jail, basically.
So Hall quickly paid almost $3 grand in back child support. When Hall and his ex-wife were in Judge Lisa Millard's court last November, he owed nothing.
Opposing counsel testified twice that he's all paid up.
But the attorney representing the child's mother wanted Hall to pay her $3 grand in attorney fees, and Judge Millard agreed. Court documents also reveal Hall wasn't following the court's scheduled times to pick up his son. Another modification he says he knew nothing about.
The judge ended up sentencing him to 6 6 months in jail.
When she said, I sent, remand you to the Harris County Jail for 180 days, my mouth just dropped. I can't be there for my son in jail. I can't pay child support in jail. This is not in the best interest of the child.
Judge Millard also points out Hall's attorney could have filed a motion for reconsideration. She says that would have allowed her to hear both sides again and reevaluate the situation.
So after doing further research, Clifford Hall actually ended up getting released from jail after serving 14 days, thankfully to his strong legal team that he had hired to defend him. But here's what ended up happening overall. So not only did this innocent man spend 2 weeks of his life in jail, he lost his job. His employer even admitted that it was a clerical error on their part, and now he's $10,000 in debt, including having to also pay for his ex-wife's attorney fees, which she's the one that actually brought him to court in the first place. And as soon as he got out, he owed another $1,000 for child support. Where is the justice for these fathers?
So tell me how this is fair. Tell me how it is fair that a man who has made every effort to make sure his child support is caught up, to make sure he is spending as much time with his kid, and who did not initiate taking his ex back to court. Why does the man have to be responsible for taking care of her court fees when he isn't the one that took her to court? When he is making every effort to be a father? Well, how is that fair? So excuse me if I don't have the patience for when women come into my comments and they want a gotcha moment, but they're not doing a damn thing about it. Because the fact of the matter is, this isn't going to change as long as black women are against black men. As long as black women feel like I'm independent, I can do it myself, you are feeding the system. You are part of the problem. They are using you as a bot against black men. So when shit hits the fan, you women are gonna be looking for protection. You women are gonna be looking for provision. And I'm not saying all women are like that. But if you don't see a story like this and see the larger problem, if you don't see how this is a weapon used against us, where they can change the goalpost at any time. You blame men for your problems. You blame men for the things that are going on in your life. But what y'all don't do is take accountability for choosing those men. If you are not going to come to this channel and be a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. And we don't need you here. Because these stories happen all the time. I've already put out multiple videos showing how the system is being used against men. Making men pay for kids that aren't theirs when the father is present. The father's around. These courts and these institutions only care about one thing, and that is money. But that sounds real familiar because that's what a lot of modern women are looking for. Money and provision. They got y'all. They got you. This is why men have given up on modern women.